I'm Quita.
I'm Juicy.
I'm Mohoney.
And I'm Illy Rose.
And we are the Smokin Sustaz.
Hey.
So, I hope that everybody's doing well, staying safe, practicing social distancing, all that good stuff. However, this video is being brought to you all because something happened this past weekend that has went viral. And I mean viral on every platform. ABC News, all social media platforms. There have been several articles written on different blogs, all different type of stuff. So if some of you don't know, there is a party that was held on the west side of Chicago this past weekend on Saturday. Somebody decided they wanted to just say, forget the stay-at-home order. They're going to do what they want to do. So they had a party. There's about 200 to 300 people in there. At least I'm guesstimating. But anyway, I don't think it was 1,000 like they're exaggerating, but I definitely think it was a couple hundred people in there because it was just too much. No, there weren't even no elbow room, barely.
If you look in the video, you will see like it looked like some people was outside.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was people upstairs, people in the basements, because we don't know how big the house was. It's a very nice house, But Titi, go ahead, show the video.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to show the video of the party. Well, the clip that I'm going to show is going to have a clip of the party, but it's going to show the gentleman who hosted this party. So here we go. Screen. Thank you. Without you, I would be nothing.
We encourage comments because we want to know what everybody thinks about what this young man has to say.
Right.
I am not one to judge, but you know.
How are you? Good. All right. So we are here live right now with my new friend, Janelle Wright. Janelle, you know, I'm so proud of you for you stepping up and being a man and being remorseful about something that happened over, was it the weekend?
Yeah, it was Saturday night.
Saturday night. So I'll start with, so TMZ reported that there was a party at a house. I'm going to play that clip, and then we're going to get to our interview, all right? Here we go.
You getting sexy?
Ain't no, it's like no moving room in there. That's about the most space I've seen, that little huddle they had right there. I also heard that they had strippers at this party.
Are you serious?
Yes.
No, they was just super lit. Made it to TMZ.
All right, there we go. That's what we have right there. What do you have to say about that?
And a lot of what TMZ is doing right now is like really, there's a lot of his lies, flabbergasted, you know, it's just for ratings and stuff like that. Like them saying 1,000 people in the house, you can't even fit 1,000 people in the house. That's first bottom line right there. You can't fit 1,000 people in the house. A lot of that's flabbergasted, you know. They're really going around in circles about things.
Yeah, and let's get to the that's a pretty nice house. How could you afford that house?
It's all in the works, man. You know.
No, I mean, how could you? That's your house?
Yes.
That you own that house?
Yes. Someone.
Huh?
Someone.
Okay, so that's your house, and that's your just what you have been able to do. Put that together, and bam, there it is. And you had a party there.
Yeah.
And there it is. So you, for the most part, are responsible for bringing a bunch of what you call teenagers or millennials together and violating what you call the stay-at-home order. And I have to tell you, we're going to talk about it, but I have to say, when I first met you today, what was alarming, when I came up to you, the first thing you wanted to do was shake my hand, and we don't shake hands anymore. So I put on a mask. I had to give you a mask, and I told you we can't shake hands anymore. And so tell me, now what do you have to say?
I mean, I've been totally oblivious to the stay-at-home measures and everything. I really hadn't known anything about it. You know, I kind of looked at it like it's like, you know, like a scam or something like that. Like it really wasn't real. But now I see how serious it is now.
You don't work.
I definitely do.
Very serious. So you don't watch the news like most people, adults, right?
Right. Most of us young people, we really don't watch the news. You know, because it's a lot of killing. You know, talking about, you know, people of color, you know, getting killed. It's basically every time you turn on TV. So it's just like, you know, it's kind of like a bittersweet type of thing with the news. But we have to really start, you know, getting over that. That's a tough pill to swallow, but we have to, you know, roll with the punches and start watching the news and start, you know, informing ourselves.
Yeah, you know, I feel like you made a bonehead decision to have a party during the state stay-at-home order. Do you know what an executive order is by the governor that says that there's a stay-at-home order and that you have to practice social distancing? What does that mean to you? Before, not today. What did it mean before?
Before it really didn't mean anything though, like, because I didn't get how social distancing was at first. Didn't practice it, really didn't look into it and everything like that. But that's all changed now. I definitely know everything. I brushed up on it. I did the knowledge to it. I know everything about it.
Yeah, and if you knew better, would you have done that?
Of course.
Of course you would have?
I would have done better.
So if you knew better, if you knew about the stay-at-home order, and if you knew that we should not have social gatherings anymore, would you have thrown a party?
I wouldn't have thrown it. No, I wouldn't have.
I don't think you would have either. And I think that that's key for people to know that you do have sin and that you did not intend to put anyone at risk. And had you known better, you would have done better.
Of course.
What about testing? What's your mission now for all the people that were at the party?
My mission now on that is I encourage all my peers and everybody that was at that party, all my friends and my loved ones, everybody go get tested. It's serious. We can't play around with this, you all. We have to really get in. We have to really get into getting tested for it. We're losing a lot of lives and a lot of other people too. My heart goes out to everybody though.
So here's a question for you. I need his organization skills. Hey, you got skills. Thank you for right. But they want to know, how did you throw a party? But that's a compliment to you, Mr. Wright. You got to use those skills and be the strongest millennial out.
I'm definitely planning on doing it. Definitely I'm planning on being the strongest.
Okay, you're going to be strong. I appreciate that. And look, they're giving you love. They said personal accountability is important step. Want to answer her?
What was that?
Yeah, because the rest is pretty much just comment.
Okay. So I wrote down 3 pointers of what I wanted to touch bases on.
Okay.
Let me take this shot before I start because I'm flabbergasted at the words that came out of his mouth.
Because I'm trying to figure out if
flabbergasted
was used as in gassing up.
No, it was used incorrectly.
It was definitely used incorrectly.
Because it was definitely used as a mechanism to say that they were gassing the situation up. Flabbergasted.
Yeah, but it's an action word that explains a feeling. Astonished, surprised. Oh, I'm flabbergasted. Yeah, but not to put in a sentence where another person or party is doing the action, doing the flabbergasting. It's a feeling you have inside of you. But the fact that he said he was oblivious to the stay-at-home order, but it was on live. Our lifestyle now, especially with the stay-at-home order, people are more on social media than ever.
Yeah.
Okay. So for him to say that he was oblivious to the stay-at-home order, it does not sit well with me. Because when you lie, you got to tell so many other lies. And after that, everything else felt like a lie for me.
But you also asked, like, you was just like, or it was either you or mom, whoever. One day I was just like, well, don't he work? I mean, if you work,
right.
I'm pretty sure you know something about, Corona and the stay at home.
Has he tried to go to the restaurants?
Exactly.
To the mall?
So
the world is practically shut down.
Exactly.
Y'all know I have a lot to say about this.
Does he have an email address? Because
I'm just saying, people ain't just walking around with masks because it's the new fashion trend. On top of people being at the party with masks on.
With masks on, halfway down.
Mask matching the color of their hair.
Oh, he didn't do his research.
I think it's for him to say young people don't watch the news. I am a person who don't watch the news, and I can agree with him on that because it is depressing. Like all we see is people getting killed or whatever the case may be. So no, I personally do not watch the news. When I found out about the coronavirus, my nail tech actually told me. And I'm like, he joke a lot. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So as I'm getting my feet done, I Googled it and did my own research. I'm like, dang, okay, so, he wasn't joking, whatever. A couple of weeks later is when we went on lockdown. Now, you say you don't watch the news, but you have social media. It was all over social media because everybody was so upset at the fact that the clubs was closed, bars was closed, restaurants closed, kids are out of school, people are unemployed, people are complaining about getting unemployment, people are, worried about their stimulus check. Not only that, from my understanding, don't know if it's true or not, but his mother is a first responder.
That's one of my points. His
mother. So she should have been one warning them about it. No,
I don't know.
Your mother, by her being the first responder, how did you not know that the coronavirus was so serious? How did you not know about the shutdown or the lockdown, whatever it is that we're doing? So don't use that excuse. In my personal opinion, that was a unintelligent decision. You guys chose to have that party. Granted, y'all had it because two of y'all friends had passed away, so y'all was trying to celebrate their life. But y'all still knew what was going on.
Right.
Still knew. And I don't like the fact that people are pacifying them. Oh, well, they live in this neighborhood and, they're uneducated and they're not uneducated.
No,
they're not.
I went to school with a lot of.
I don't care what school. My son is 5 years old. He knows that we can't go outside, and he understands why we can't go outside. So you telling me people that's 26 don't know what's going on?
I mean,
like that. And the fact I don't stop pacifying these kids. Period. Like, just stop. Y'all giving them a platform to make a fool out of y'all.
Exactly. My nephew, we just had a conversation with him. We see him every other day at Target, but that's a whole nother story. But we had a whole conversation with him. He's 19, 20 years old, and he knows so much. Why? Because he's an essential worker, and he has to go to work. So that's why this whole generation thing and this whole age and stuff thing, it's no excuse for me. This living in poverty thing and having to stay home, it's not an exception for me.
It's not.
It's not an excuse.
They are actually giving out so many resources for people.
Well, for him to own this home that they're saying he owns, he has to have a job.
His mama, it's his mama house.
My thing is, if he own a home, from my understanding, don't know how true it is, but if he own his home, from my understanding, his mother is the one that got fined. Supposedly, he turned off the doorbell camera.
Yeah.
So she couldn't see what was going on
but if
in her house.
Name,
are you serious?
Yes.
I don't know how true it is, but that's just what I read via social media. Right.
So she's gonna see all the people coming in and out of her house.
Right. Because she got the cameras and stuff set up. So supposedly he turned those cameras off so she wouldn't know.
Your name, right?
So I'm like, I don't know. It's just, I have a lot to say about this. I'm disappointed. I'm the youngest out of all of us here. And the fact that nobody is really taking this serious. And then it's like, okay, y'all may feel like the virus can't touch y'all. Y'all untouchable. All right, cool. Be that way. But y'all not thinking about the people that y'all are putting in contact. Yeah. Like, if y'all got kids, then y'all going home to y'all kids. If y'all still staying with y'all parents, y'all grandparents, whomever, y'all is putting other people at risk whose body could possibly not fight this virus and could end up dead because of the virus. But ain't nobody ready to have this conversation. And the fact that everybody is just making it seem like, oh, they just didn't know, give them a slap on the wrist. That's what's wrong with these people today. Y'all too busy slapping them on the wrist.
I'm going to cut you off real quick. I'm sorry. But had it been the middle of March or when all of this happened, when they first started shutting everything down, had it been around that time, okay, understandable. Because I, not necessarily saying I didn't believe it, I was still working. I worked with kids, I worked with the general public, and we didn't get shut down until they said, hey, it's a wrap. You have to shut down. Because where I worked, it can be a meeting of, 10 plus people. So it was like, okay, if I got the memo in March, it's almost freaking May. Literally, Friday will be May, and you don't get it. You don't know what's going on around your surroundings. You need to educate yourself more. This is for everyone. Start educating yourself. Don't depend on the news. Don't use the news that you don't watch the news regularly. You need to educate yourself because this is your life. Nobody has to spoon feed you and feed you information. You have to figure it out for yourself.
Because if it was a snake, it would have bit half the damn world in the face.
All of them in the ass.
Right.
First
there.
of all, if you didn't know, you would have been like, why you coming to my party with a mask on, bro? Why you coming to my party with a mask on, sis? If you didn't know.
Exactly.
Then, this is another thing with the whole mask. If y'all watch the live, people is not even wearing the mask correctly.
Yeah, that kind of pissed me off
Some
too.
people took the mask off to take a drink, to, hit the blunt.
The smartest thing they could have did with the mask, they was going to be ignorant at the damn party with a mask on, they at least could have poked a hole to drink they shit with straw. At least act like you care about why you wearing the mask. The hell you got the mask on for if you gonna take it off? Exactly. What's the point in that?
That was a real, and I'm trying to refrain from using stupid and dumb, but that was a real uneducated,
irresponsible.
Yes. It was selfish.
Very irresponsible. Quita, I definitely agree with irresponsible. But I don't want to ignore this though, because I don't know if anybody else. I am a person. I try to look at all angles of the situation. Okay. I get that the guy that was doing the interview was trying to bring awareness to the situation, okay, and not bash the young man for the decision he's made. Okay, I get it. But I'm sure they had a conversation before the interview took place, and I really feel like a lot of the questions he asked him, he set him up to answer them the way that he did, to make him look stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like a simple question of how you afford the house? We all know he looked just as young as us. House beautiful. How do you afford the house? America wants to know. Why would you ask that young man that question? Okay. That's one thing. And then to say something like, when I first met him, this is my friend. When he walked up to me, he had no gloves on. He had no mask on. He tried to shake my hand.
When we were shaking hands, if y'all know. totally different.
I felt like the guy, his approach was a bit embarrassing. That's just my take on that.
Okay, I think I get your point, but I also feel like he tried to bring a little greatness out of the situation. Manipulate the culture a little bit just to, so people can be like, oh, he took the easy route and he took the good route and he admitted his wrongs. I definitely feel like he did that. I feel like he honestly, tried to make the situation look better versus, making him look dumb. So that's my opinion.
But if that's the case, if you're going to take that route and say he tried to make light by having a young man own up to his responsibility, it's one thing to own up to it because you think that's what people want to hear, but it's another thing to own up to it because you actually mean it and you know it was wrong.
Touche. Touche.
I don't feel like he fully gets what he did was wrong. And going back to you don't watch the news, but I'm pretty sure you got social media. You have celebrities talking about it.
You got celebrities out here getting shit.
I love me some G Herbo. I watch his stories every single day. For the whole week straight, that's all he talked about. Stay at home. Make sure y'all safe. Wash y'all hands. And that's just one person from Chicago.
Yep.
So,
I'm sorry, but with the NBA cancel, can't nobody say they didn't know.
Exactly. Everything is.
I'm sorry to call you a bitch, but yeah, that right there,
I'm just saying, ain't no games on. The draft was done viral from the homes via satellite. Okay,
exactly.
and time out. Okay, please help me understand. Before, you didn't know how important it was, but now that they making a big deal at your party, you understand. The question that needed an answer was, what make you feel like you understand how serious it is now?
Because he doesn't understand.